What's up, everyone? I'm CO Connolly. Ooh, alarm. My bad. So, okay. Everyone's seen Forbidden Affair and Family Affair. And then I went ahead and got Friendly Misfortunes. Now you know Friendly Misfortunes, because it is its own title, is shorter than these. And I did that on purpose so that it doesn't, kind of correspond. Well, I got something yesterday. I got in Fundamental Affair. I tried peeking, but I can't. The box is still sealed. I waited so I could do this because all of our packages are being sent to my husband's work. So, of course, I had to wait for him to get home. Okay. So, figured I would open this right here. And there's always like this little pull tab on the front. There's always this pull tab thing, but I never use it. I always just kind of grab the box and just tear it apart. So I'm going to try that this time. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm so excited to see this because seeing the book on the computer screen, especially the cover and everything, it's not the same as actually seeing the book in your hand. Okay, now see, it's still covered. I can't see it. I can see, I can see the, there's the spine. I can see the spine. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it came out exactly how I wanted it. Yes. Oh, yes, bitch. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay, got it. I gotta get this out of the way. Sorry, if my dog climbs up in my lap, it's only because she has to be near me, touching me, somewhere on me at all times. There it is! Fundamental Affair! And there's the bag. So now you get to see, because all I did was post this part from the computer. But see, you can tell if you look at the picture on Instagram, okay, the picture is a lot brighter. And I always want it darker. And the same thing happened with this one. It looked so bright on my computer, but when it printed and it was so much darker, I was like, yes, because that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be darker. I need it to be darker. I need it to be so much more. So it's darker. There she is, my Mackenzie. Now remember, this is when she's abandoned by her mother at 6 years old. So that's where the cover comes in. Yes! I'm so excited! Oh, it's gorgeous! Oh. Even, like, the whole... Okay, so I'm going to explain to you. Okay, let me start with everything. I'm going to explain to you the covers. Okay, because I like to have creative control over every aspect of my books. So we're going to start and... Yay. Yay. Now there's 3 books in the series. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay. So, I'm going to explain to you everything. So, the character in this, or the killer in this book, he taxidermies his victims. Okay? So, he has to cut them open. Now, if you look right here, you can see this hand right there. Funny thing is, that's my husband's hand. He is holding it's an X-Acto knife, but it had like the blade in there that looked like a scalpel. So, we specifically bought it literally for this, but have used it for a ton of other things, thank God, because if we bought an X-Acto knife just for this picture, it would have been stupid. But, so, I drew in, now of course, yes, these are my boobies, because yes, this is me. This is me on the cover here, okay? So I cut this shirt to cover this up because I felt like it would be extremely inappropriate to have any of that hanging out on my book cover. And there wasn't any way that I could figure out how to get this photo taken because I was having a professional photographer take this one and this one. Okay. And I didn't know how to do this without feeling very uncomfortable with the person who was taking my photo. So yes, I covered everything up. Now, this here is a latex bald cap. Now, latex comes into play for just a second here. Okay, so this is a latex bald cap. Okay, which I have taped to the side of me here. Okay, there's fake blood. I've got the, like stitching type thing here. Okay, so I've got all the fake blood and everything, and I've put blood everywhere. So, I mean, I did all the makeup and everything else. The picture was the only thing that was taken by somebody else. But, of course, because how in the world would I be able to take this picture? Well, I'm kind of allergic to latex, and I didn't think about it at the time when I taped this to my body. So for like a week afterward, I had like this horrible red rash on half of my body. But I felt like, for the good of art. So anyway, well, this here, okay, now I did the editing on this cover, okay? Now, literally all I did on the back, because I will tell you this much, some of them come out, the back of it, some of them come out a little clearer than others, and on my computer, it was a little bit more clear than what's actually on here, which is fine. It's literally my husband's hand in just a different angle. So he put his hand down here at one time, and I just felt like the cutting was just better from this angle than it was from down here, because then he was covering up a lot of this excess blood and gore and stuff like that. So anyway, this is me. This is me. But yeah, that was fun. So I edited this photo. I got the blur done on it. I changed the colors. As a matter of fact, I think this one is like the half dark, half light, so that like you can see here, it's darker on this side than it is on this side. And I purposely did it that way to give this more of that darker, ominous type thing. And then this side isn't so bad, even though there is still kind of like the, because I did the Y formation for like the autopsy and stuff like that. But anyway, because I thought about how would I do like mannequins or anything like that. And okay, and then this one here, yes, this is me. This is me. Now, let me explain this part right here. Okay, my leg is actually bent back this way, and the photographer who took the photo, she cropped it out. She cropped it out. She did most of the editing. She got it to where it was like, whoa, the exactly how I wanted it to be. If anybody likes the morbidity of, locations where pictures are taken, this is actually outside the church that I went to. Notice I say went to because we're too far from it now. So I don't know how long this blood actually stained right here, but they weren't very happy with that's what we were doing. But then all I did on the back was I just cropped out. I just cropped out this part and stuck it on the back. Now, okay, this is my very first book, technically. Okay, so this is the first one that I ever did. I was doing everything myself. I was so excited. I really wanted to be able to do everything myself, right? Now, of course, the formatting's great. Okay, I'm going to explain something with this. So, in one of my videos, I talked about the fact that I had a book for indie publishing, for self-publishing and stuff like that, that was copyrighted in 1981. So, of course, as I'm reading this book, I'm going through and doing formatting specifically from that book. So you will see in this book, there is blank pages here because the chapters had to start on this side. So in this book, every chapter starts on this side. So there are blank pages. Now, it is just the back of the page. It's not, you know what I mean? So, because it always had to be, section break, left side or something like that, whatever it was. So that's how that book told me to format. That's how it was formatted. But the formatting in here, that's no problem. I know how to use Microsoft Word and all that stuff. So I was able to format it. No problem. So all I did was just crop it out. So you get a good look at where her leg is cut off and, everything else. And I was kind of ticked off because I forgot to take my glasses off in this picture. But at the time I was just wearing like those wire rimmed glasses. So, oh, excuse me. So you couldn't even tell that they were even there. I also took my author photo the same day. So that was fun. Wardrobe change. Now this one here, my son took this photo. Okay, this is me. You can see where we literally had to take this picture 20 times from several different angles because I was having an issue trying to get my leg, like the other half of my leg, out of the way. Okay, so this right here, I don't want to give it away. Like when you read the book, you'll know exactly what that is. Okay, technically it's this. It's been filleted off her stump and laid over her arm. Okay. So, and then that's all that the back is. It's literally, I took all the color out except for the red, so you could see the blood. And that's exactly what this is. It's that thing on her arm. All I did was blow it up really big and took all the color out of the background. So all you could see was just that red. But anyway, so, I was talking about this one. This was my first book. So I didn't know how to move the barcode on my first one. I didn't know how to move the barcode. So you can see I was cutting and cropping little pieces to go around the barcode. This was before I knew YouTube. Not gonna lie. Because as you can see, this one is on the corner rather than directly on the back. Because I figured out how to move the barcode. So, we're just going to go with that. Now, this one here, now of course it is still here. It's just moved down. It's literally moved down. Because if you look at where the placement of this one is, this is literally the placement from the cover that Lightning Source gives you. Ingram Spark, whatever it is that y'all call it. I go through Lightning Source because that's where I started from. Ingram Spark wasn't available till after I started publishing, so I still go through Lightning Source. But you can tell that the barcode has been moved down because I actually figured out how to move it. So, that's literally all it is. This back part here actually stretches over to the spine. Yeah, this is the one with the back part that stretches to the spine. I think this one, the front actually stretches to the spine. So, and then this one, the back. Yeah, this one, the back stretches over the spine. And I did it that way with this one too. The back stretches over the spine. But yes, this is me here. Good grief. My son took these pictures. They're literally just, it's just a Photoshop edit. Here's the funny part about this one. Okay, this was taken because I needed it to look like an old, like, country cabin type thing that just looked like it was dilapidated. So I had to make sure I took these pictures before my dad decided to paint these chairs, and then they just looked brand new. I needed them to look old. That's their gazebo. That is literally their gazebo. I took the green out of the photo so that you couldn't see their bright green grass behind me right here. So I took the green out to make sure, okay, that these little slats in the gazebo and stuff like that, you couldn't see the grass through them. So you can't tell there's any grass. You don't realize that that's what's over there. It literally just looks like the wall. This looks like an old dilapidated floor. This is in the brightest part of the day. The sun was shining in so bad. I was trying to take out most of the, shadows and everything else, but I think I did pretty good. Now, okay, these belts that I have over my arms, they were so big. They were huge. And my son could not get them tight enough. So this one here, I'm holding on to the chair for dear life. But the reason for that is because I'm actually holding on because I'm pulling my arm up just a little bit to tighten that belt. Because if I let my arm hang down like this, the belt is so loose, it would just, whoop, I'd slip right out. And the only way to get the belt from unraveling on its own was for me to push just a little bit on it. So you can see that I'm holding on for dear life. I'm pushing up with my arm just a little bit. There's the skin there. I'm trying to make sure that you get that in the picture as well. It was a lot of manipulation. There were some where you could visibly see me where I'm like this, and I'm trying to hold on, but I'm turned too much. So, of course, my son's taking them from different angles, and he's telling me to do this. Now, one time he tells me to pull my leg up in the chair with me. Now, ladies, anybody who knows, if you've got your legs folded, your thighs tend to get a little bit bigger. Yes, it happens. So if I pull one leg up underneath me and sit on it, this thigh is visibly 10 times bigger than this thigh just from me sitting. So no, I cannot pull my leg up in the chair with me. We took 4 pictures like that. I had to have a pillow up underneath my leg because my bony ankles were like jamming into that wooden chair. And I was like, no. We cannot do the, look at the difference in my legs. It visibly looks like 2 different legs. So we went with the fact that my knee is actually bent so that my leg is underneath that chair. But with the different angles and stuff, we had to make sure, like you can see my shoe here, that's fine, but we didn't want to see the shoe underneath the chair because we wanted to make sure that, it looks like I have no leg. Because we did get several pictures where you could see my shoe and I could not figure out how to crop it out. I'm like, why will this not go away? So we figured out the right angle. No big deal. Because there were some that made my thigh not look so weird and fat and funky and stuff like that. But anyway. This one here is actually my niece. This is little Zella. She is on the copyright page. So she was, oh my gosh, she took directions so well. I was like, yes, I'm going to have to use her again. So anyway, this is my niece Zella. Okay, so this is right outside my husband's work. Okay, literally right outside the doors. So all I needed is just the little reflection here that, you can see her and stuff like that because it's supposed to be her peeking outside the elevator after her mom has, abandoned her and stuff like that. So I tried that. So that's what I was going for. This is literally his parking lot. Well, this is his building, but like over here. So like this over here is his parking lot and that right there is like the yard and stuff like that. So what I managed to do was I had this thing in my car. Now this thing is technically like my exercise mat type deal that you put on the seat whenever you're all sweaty. You put it on the seat. So like, because I used to have leather seats and now I don't. But you put it on your seat so when you're all sweaty, you're not sticking to the leather seats. But I have it in my car, for instances like this, if I need something like that. So all I did was it's like right here. So it looks like a carpet. And then I just took that along with the texture and the color and everything. And I just repeated it so that it would do that. I got rid of all of them. Yeah. I got rid of all the lines in the concrete. Like in parking lots, they've got like the squares. So I got rid of those lines and everything. I also got rid of most of the line here that separated. Okay, that's just a crease in it. Okay, so the line would be here. So there was a line right here where you could see where it was laying down and stuff like that. And I made sure that it molded just a little bit more into that window. And then on the back, when she was crouched in, I had to take several practice shots of this before they got there because there's a window here and a window here. And this, as a matter of fact, is actually their door, which I got rid of the window there. But these 2 windows right here, and that's the corner of the window. So what I had done was I kept, you could see me right here. Like I kept trying to turn sideways, maybe take the angle up a little bit higher. I kept trying to do everything I could possibly think of so that I was not in the photo in the background. There is like a slight shadow of me that was in there, but I was able to darken it just enough to where the shadows are gone. And then this here, I just wanted it to give that ominous, she's sad, she's sitting in the corner of the elevator, her mom just abandoned her and she's just sitting there. So that's how I got that one there. And then this one here. Funny thing is that she has like this bright fire engine red hair. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. I wish I could have that naturally, but sometimes life throws you a curveball. So she has like the most gorgeous fire engine red hair. And I was so worried that I wasn't going to be able to, dim it down enough so that, it wouldn't look too much different from these other pictures. Now, luckily in this one, my hair is colored red. So if you look hard enough, you can actually see the red tones in it. So it's not that bad. Now, in this one, my hair probably looked like this, like before I did the blue in my hair for, scary dads. And then her fire engine red hair, but I was able to tone it down. Because if I show you the original photo, and it's it is so funny. It is so funny what you can do when you manipulate photos and stuff like that. Let me see. I believe it is. I think it's this one. I've got two of them here, and I'm trying to figure out which. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so you can see, okay, this is the original photo. This is the original photo, and yes, I take it on my phone, but that's because I can get the portrait. So, yeah. Which way am I going? You see how bright red her hair is? You see all the daylight that we were working with here? See the grass? That's the original photo. And I manipulated it to look like this. So it can be done. It can be done. That's how this works. I have all creative control. I don't have to worry about making sure that we get the right shot or this or that. But yes, I did take the photos. I did take these photos of my little niece, Miss Zella. I took those pictures. I want to have creative control over all aspects of my business. I created the story. Why not create the covers? I have the ability. I have the design and digital media type, I have the ability to do all of that. So I don't see why I can't do that. You know what I mean? Because I can tell somebody what I want, but it doesn't mean it's going to come back the way that I wanted it. I wanted this. I wanted to be able to do this all on my own. Now, let's say down the road, I decide to change my covers. I'll probably hire somebody else to do that because I can manipulate photos. I worked at, in the copy center of a, place. So I know how to use Photoshop. I know how to manipulate photos. I know how to, do things like that. So that I can do. Now, if it were some kind of graphic design type thing, probably not. Like if it was literally some kind of drawing, I couldn't draw or shit. Forget that. I'm not even. That I am not artistic. I am artsy with my words, not with my pictures. I can't draw. So, book 3 in the Affair series. It's coming along. It's coming along. Fruitful Affair is in the process of being edited right now. Okay. Fruitful Affair is in its first stages of editing. Okay. So, with it being in the first stages of editing, you know what I haven't done yet because I just literally opened this. Maybe I should check everything. Yeah. See, oh, that is perfect. See, my formatting is better in this one. I had an issue because I went from a Mac to, or I'm sorry, I went from a PC to a Mac. So the formatting in this one is a little different. It's a little different than this one. But it's better in this one. I got it a little bit better. I got it better in this one. I did it right. I did it right. Yeah. Figured it out. So excited. So, anyway. Okay. So, Fruitful Affair. I'm going to be able to take the photos on that one too because I think I'm just going to do close-up shots. I may need my son to help a little bit with that because I may need like a full body shot or something like that. But I like being able to have creative control over this stuff, but it's because I can. Now there's certain things that I can't do, like you can't self-edit. I know that for a fact. I can't self-edit. It just doesn't work that way because once you okay, so once you have this story, let me put it this way. At some point, I will get to, like, this one here started to bug me because I had read it so many times. And I was like, you know what? I'm ready for her to be an adult again. So, Fruitful Affair is a nice change of pace. Same character, she's just a grown up. You know, and I do that with all of them. Every single one of them. Once you read a story so many times, because you go through so many forms, you know, first you got to write it. Then you got to start the editing process, which means you got to read it at least once. And then while you're going through the editing process, you're reading it again. And then when you go through to make sure that those edits are good, you're reading it again. And then, of course, it goes to your beta readers, but then it's got to come back to you. So you're reading it again. And then you've got to go through those edits. So you're reading it again. And then you've got to, you know, send it to your editor, and then who's sending it back to you to go through those edits. So then you're reading it again. And then you've got to read a final time reading through it just to make sure that the story makes sense once you change things. You know what I mean? You know how many times you're reading something in a year or within a few months? It's a lot. The story was great the first time around, and now I've got to change. Now, changing it makes the story a little bit more exciting, but when it's the same scenes and the same things, and they're coming up to you again and again and again, and it's like, okay, I'm done with this. Can we please move on? But that's about the point where, because let me put it this way. I could read this book right now and go, oh, I could make this 10 times better, and add like another 15, 20,000 words to it. I could read this one that just went out in August and go, oh, I know how to make this one better. Well, I thought it was great when I sent it out. This one here, I'm happy with the way that it is. I swear to God, in another year, I'm going to be like, oh man, I could make this so much better. It happens. That's how it is. You know, your best bet is once you are happy with your story, that's it, the end. And a lot of people say don't read your stories afterwards. No, I want to read this one again. Every single time I tell people about it, I'm like, the guy taxidermies his victims. In my head, I'm remembering the story, and it's been so long because I believe the copyright on this one is 2014. Yes. Okay, so the copyright on this is 2014. So, of course, it's been 2014 since the last time that I read this book. And, oh my gosh! Every time I tell people, oh, he taxidermies his victims, I'm like, oh man, I remember that story. Hell yeah, I want to read that one. And it's my book, but I'm scared because I'm sitting there going, oh man, I'm going to find things where I know exactly how I can make this better. I can make this better. I can make this better. It's like, no! I don't want to do that to myself, because then that immediately puts self-doubt in me that I'm putting out a crappy product. But it's because every year, or even with every book, I can't even say that. I can't even say every year, because like this year alone, I've already got 3 books under my belt. I got Fundamental Affair finally got published. Okay. And I went through edits on this one. I've got Fruitful Affair, which I'm editing. And I'm writing the first book in my Killer Suburbia series. So technically, I've got 3 books already on my plate for this year. So why in the world would I torture myself and be like, I'm sending out a crappy product because years ago I wrote this one and I'm like, I know exactly how I can make this better. No, it's always going to happen. Now, eventually one day I will read this and I will read it with an unbiased mind and just sit down, relax, open it up and go, I remember this story. That kind of thing. Oh, hold on. Yes. I don't know if I posted that video where I was sniffing books. Either way. I love the smell of books. I love the smell of a freshly printed book. My book's smaller. It is smaller by 10 pages. Doesn't matter. So, anyway. You see the little unduly wet photography on the side because I was trying to be cool. I don't know if I did that in this one. I was trying to be cool, so I put her little name on the side. No, I did not do that in this one. Yeah, I didn't do that in this one. I don't know why I thought it was funny to do that on this one. Oh. Like I was trying to be all professional. Anyway. That's it. So we've got Someone is Watching. Family is Chosen. Children Should Be Cherished. I haven't decided yet for Fruitful Affair, so this one is Keep Your Friends Close. So, okay. Now, I will tell you, this is getting kind of long too, but it's okay. I will tell you, I do have to order a stock of this book. Okay, I will still have to order a stock of this to put on my website. It's going to start kind of low until I can get some regular sales on my website. Once I start getting some regular sales on my website, then the inventory will go up. Generally, my inventory that's on my website will be, what's left over from whatever I got for the convention. And then I have to order more right before the convention and then add that to my website. But that's it. Fundamental Affair. Ready for purchase. March 13th, 2020. Ooh, 2020. March 13th, 2020. Which is... Okay, now today is the 11th. So by the time you see this video, it'll be ready. It'll be on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. As soon as I receive my shipment, then it'll be available on my website. So my website's always going to be behind Amazon and Barnes & Noble, but that's okay. So, anyway, that's it. Just wanted to share my excitement with my book. Okay. So this one will be available at the Houston Horror Film Festival, June 12th through the 14th. Just trying to remember the dates right off the top of my head because I have it written down. I don't really need to remember it off the top of my head. So we'll have 3 in the Affair series, and of course I've got my Friendly Misfortunes. So anyway, that's it. Everything will be available at the Houston Horror Film Fest in June. I'm hoping to have Fruitful Affair by October, but the editing process is a long and grueling process. So that's it. Let me know if you've got any questions about any of the processes that I go through in the publishing, because everything is mine. The only thing I can't take is my author photo, because that actually has to be a professional photo. That one I do prefer to be a professional photo. So that photo is a professional photo specifically from someone who, takes professional photos. And of course, my first couple of book covers were taken by the same person. But after that, she gives me the release form that states that all the photos are mine. But anyway, that's it. Yep. Okay. Bye.